What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day we had a massive update for XDefiant, and I gotta be honest with you guys, it's kind of a mixed bag right now. Now, yes, there are some positives, but there's plenty of negatives to discuss as well. So, of course, buckle in. We're going to be discussing everything that happened in this update. Obviously, I went ahead and tested it. Did about around 4 to 5 hours of testing. So I really dug my teeth in to see what this update was all about. And like I said, I have a lot of stuff to go ahead and say to you guys today. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And if you are interested in any of my live streams and you want to watch me live and in action when I review stuff like this, because we also streamed the update as well, and you guys hopped into the open lobbies, by all means, you guys can find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. And that stream usually goes live between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to this update, it wasn't too massive. You know, a lot of people I think are expecting a whole bunch of stuff to get done, and I do still have a video planned on a big list of changes that I want to see at least done by Season 1 or within the Season 1 update, which I will get out to you guys as soon as possible. I'm still playing the game, dabbling in it, trying to really dissect things that are a huge problem that should be resolved. And of course, I've been trying to interact with you guys over on my live stream to see what you guys have to say to add upon that list. But when it comes to this update, it did a few decent things, and, you know, it had some bug fixes, obviously, some general fixes, but I think the massive majority of people are looking at the netcode, the weapon progression, and also the MDR being fixed up. First and foremost, yes, the MDR skin now works properly, so it's no more insane visual recoil on the MDR, you know, final battle pass skin, so you can use it properly, and I'll be honest, it feels pretty dang good right now. I'm pretty happy and content with how they went ahead and balanced that out. Well, not balanced, but, you know, fixed it. It's just a fix because it was a horrible visual problems when it came to that gun. So that's a good thing. And the netcode, man, this right here is huge because this made a massive difference for me when I went ahead and hopped into this experience. Basically, they improved how quickly your health reacts when being shot, which should reduce the feeling of being shot behind walls. So basically, you know, it took a little bit more time for your bullets to register, but now it's really on point. You could tell that they quickened it up a bit. And yes, you know, you are nailing people. When I say my bullets feel so freaking crisp right now, they feel so crisp. Now, again, is it 110% resolved? No, not even close. There's still plenty of work to be done. And again, Mark Rubin already said publicly that this is going to be something that's going to be done over the course of months, right? So don't expect this one update to change everything and be the best thing possible. But I will say, I definitely noticed myself not getting shot around corners as much as I was before. And it messed with the hit detection as well. It made it better. And I know that the netcode and the hit detection are two completely different things, but I'm not lying to you guys when I say my shots feel crispy. The hit detection feels clean, and I don't see anything in the patch notes about it, but I'm assuming that might have helped out a little bit as well, because again, you know, like I said in the patch notes here, basically all they did was improve how quickly your health reacts when being shot, so it's a little bit more accurate, which means that yes, when you go ahead and, you know, shoot off your shots, they should be connecting a lot sooner, which feels great in this experience. So, you know, 2 thumbs up from me for the netcode changes, and I highly suggest you guys going ahead and trying this out for yourself because it's pretty noticeable. But the last section of this update has caused a lot of controversy in the community. Basically, they went ahead and tweaked the weapon XP. Now, they didn't do exactly what I was talking about in my video from yesterday. If you guys want to check that out, I was discussing how I believe weapon XP should be granted for playing OBJ. If you guys want to get more details on that, like I said, you could check out the video from yesterday. But basically, this update, it improved how fast you can get attachments. So this is phenomenal, right? This is great news right here for casual players, because casual players were saying that it's extraordinarily hard to go ahead and get attachments for your guns. You know, you only have a 30 minutes to an hour worth of time. You don't get that much time to get anything for your weapon, so you're stuck with pretty much bare bone guns while the rest of the sweat lords, like myself included, you know, are running around with fully decked out weapons just absolutely slaying away, and you feel like you're a bit behind. You know, you feel a little behind, and you don't want to feel that when you're playing a game like this, especially if you don't got the time to, you know, really grind it out like that. So I think a lot of people were looking for this, and they granted it to the community, and I gotta be honest, it is pretty nice. I find myself getting at least a guaranteed 1 level per game. At least guaranteed 1 level per game. And if I'm doing really good, and depending on how much experience I have on the previous weapon level, I can see 2 level ups per game. I never saw anything more than that. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you could see 3 or 4. I stacked a double XP token, and I think I did reach up close to 3 levels, which was pretty insane. So, you know, with the double XP token, you could really really grind it out. And imagine when it's a double XP weekend and you stack the double XP tokens. Wow. I mean, there's going to be a whole lot of levels to be earned. So yeah, I'll be honest, it is a tad bit easier to grind through. But at the same time, when they went and increased how fast you can obtain these attachments, they increased the weapon, perfectionist challenges as well, basically getting bronze, silver, and gold. Now, if you want the gold camo, you need to get to the weapon level of 200. Guys, now, like I said, it's great. This is a great addition, and I'm really enjoying it. And actually, before I even dive deeper into it, Mark Rubin put out just a fantastic, an amazing post that I really want to read before we actually dissect this. Let's talk about weapon leveling mastery. Attachments for weapons affect gameplay, and people were unlocking attachments slower than we estimated. The faster leveling is in response to that. Weapon mastery, on the other hand, does not affect gameplay, and is supposed to be something special that shows off your dedication to a weapon. And so the rebalance of levels was in response to that. Now, if you've ever read any of my posts, if you heard me speak, I tried to be as honest, open, and transparent as possible with everyone. And I know this change may upset some people, and we are always willing to say we didn't do the right thing and we need to correct. We will own our decisions and will continue to evaluate. That being said, I'd love it if you guys gave this change a fair chance. We want to hear from you, whether it's positive or negative. Also, this whole system is being redone to be more engaging for everyone. It will be a couple of seasons before we see this, but we will be looking at feedback now to improve our future implementations. Love you all. And of course, it's hilarious because even when he states something like this, saying, please, before you criticize it, try it. Please just try it and see how it feels before you actually, hate it. And if you do hate it, like he said, he's going to own up to it. They're not shy about that stuff. If they did something wrong, they'll own up to it and they'll fix it for the community. They've always been open like this. And what do I see right under the post the second it goes live? Everybody's saying, this is a horrible idea. This is the worst thing in the world. This makes absolutely no sense. People who haven't even tried a match, not a singular game to see how it feels, are already giving their full-fledged out criticism. Insane. It blows my mind. But realistically, I do understand some of the criticism. I wish they would actually play the game and try it and test it before criticizing. It's ridiculous that they don't. But after putting in, like I said, 4 to 5 hours, I think I can criticize it pretty decently. Again, getting attachments is nice. It's definitely nicer now. And like I said before, I'm gaining like 1 to 2, ranks per game. But looking at it through a casual lens, getting to level 200 is going to be an absolute nightmare. I'm going to be real with you guys. Even though they increased the XP per your gun, if someone only has 30 minutes to an hour, I still think it's a bit extended. And I get it. The game is free to play, and they want people to last for a long time. It's completely understandable in a free-to-play game. But if you are talking about adding in extra mastery camos, and we're not just ending with gold, right? They're going to add more and more and more camos down the road every single season. I don't see much reason to up the gold camo that much. You know what I'm saying? Why not keep gold relatively close? Like put it to 120 or 150, for example. And then as you go ahead and progress and start adding in more of these, weapon mastery camos, then bump it up. Say, 150's for gold, but this camo, since we really wanted to introduce this grind, we'll put it at 300 or something insane like that for a much nicer camo. But I don't know. And again, I do want to state this as well so people don't freak out. If you did unlock either bronze, silver, or gold, you keep the camo. So even though they changed the leveling system, if you already unlocked it, it's yours. You don't have to worry about regrinding it again. The only downside is that you have to still level it up so you can be close to the next mastery camo. So, like, for example, I leveled up my P90 to level 100 already. I got it gold, right? So it's good, it's set, but if I want to get prepped for the next mastery camo, I have to grind that up to level 200, right? It's not going to take away my gold because I'm not level 200, but it's going to be harder to grind for because you best believe the next mastery camo is probably going to be like level 300, level 400 or something insane like that, and I'm not even close to 200 yet. So even though I have gold, I still want to level it up, so when they do release more content and more skins, I'll be close enough to make the grind shorter for myself. You get what I'm saying here. But overall, I do believe some slight tweaks wouldn't be too shabby for this, right? I don't know about you guys, but I really do truthfully believe that 150 to 120 would be great. And this is coming from someone who's pretty sweaty, right? I'm pretty competitive. Like I said, I can max out 2 to 3 levels a game. I can definitely see myself absolutely cleaning through these challenges and getting these unlocks. But, that's just from a sweat's perspective. We got to think about the casuals as well. I don't want casuals to be intimidated by this game or pushed away from this game. And as much as I enjoy that they're focusing on, the players who enjoy competing a bit, I like that they are taking our feedback as well to make this game as smooth as possible. At the end of the day, the casuals have to be implemented into the game, or else it'll probably die. The game is going to dwindle down to the hardcore population, and then everybody's going to be kind of, pushing away. And so far with how they're handling the camos, that's what it seems like they're pushing towards, the more hardcore audience, people who are really diving deep and really want to sweat it out. Because again, level 200 is something that I can only see myself or other people who put in similar time unlocking in any normal amount of time. You know what I'm saying? I think I've seen someone say like, what? It might take 15 to 17 hours per gun. That is insane. And again, with someone with a very busy schedule who only might have 30 minutes to an hour, yeah, you can do some math and say, well, I can knock that out in a certain amount of time. If I could put 1 hour in a day and do this so far a day, then we'll be able to knock it out. But again, like I said in my previous video, it's hard to bring in math and statistics like that when the variable that you're working it around isn't solid, isn't grounded. Again, you can't tell when this individual is going to be able to hop on the game. He might have a longer day of work, or he or she might have a longer day of work, and they're exhausted after work, and they don't feel like hopping on that day, so that's going to make it a little bit longer. Or maybe they're having a rough day and they're tired, and they can't even perform, and they can't even get 1 level per game. They're struggling to even get 1 level per game because they can't get that many kills. Once again, that's going to, weigh down on their progress. You can't use stats and math to indicate if someone is going to be able to get something in time or not. For a sweat, yeah, because I can consistently, I can pop off at least 20 plus kills a game, and that's usually guaranteed 1 level. So I can sit here and say, you know what? I can do it a certain amount of times a day, and I'll be able to get this and obtain this. But for someone who is way more casual, you can't calculate it that way. To get to level 200 is going to be a nightmare, in my opinion. And I understand the grind and I understand the game being free to play, but I think we have to find a little bit more of a middle ground, which again, they are willing to do. Guys, I'm begging you. I know I'm saying there's some cheese in this game, there's some cheese in this update right now, but please don't go at the developers' necks over this. Be patient, be nice, and give constructive criticism, because they are willing to work on this with us, right? But if we start getting disrespectful and acting like a bunch of assholes, who knows if they're going to even bother taking our feedback anymore? Well, they probably will, because they're fantastic, and they know how to cycle through all that, horrible crap on the internet. But still, in my opinion, I think kindness is the best way to approach this, because they are being so open and willing to accept failure if they did something wrong. And with that mindset, I think they deserve a little bit of respect back. So give your feedback. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Again, what I think is that it should be reduced to 150. 120 to 150 for the gold camo. And I think the grind will be a bit more reasonable for casual players, including the sweaty players as well. And of course, there's a couple more bad things. Like there's a bug right now where if you die a certain way, you can't sprint, you can't ADS, you can't shoot. All you can do is just walk around the game. I actually have footage of that and of what it looks like. But luckily, Mark Rubin already responded to a post about this over on Twitter, and they have it under their radar. So this is going to be patched up. And there's another, I don't know if this is a bug. But in one of my matches near the end of the day, there was someone who was just straight up invisible, who was just absolutely crapping on me. But I think it's a bug and not a cheater, because they still died a plenty amount of times by the end of that lobby. They were like 20-something and 16. It's no way you're going to die 16 times if you're cheating and you're invisible 24/7. And I had multiple people who were playing in the similar lobby, because again, I host open lobbies all the time, so you guys are in chat hanging out with me. I had a lot of you guys say that you were able to see the enemy. But again, you guys also saw on my screen that time and time and time again, he was killing me and just absolutely invisible. I think that's a bug. I don't think that's cheats. I don't think that's cheats whatsoever, especially if other people see them. I think that is a bug in the game. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know why it's happening, but it was pretty obnoxious, to say the least. But yeah, there's a handful of things busted within this update. But overall, I gotta be honest, I think the overall update is a W. It's a W in my opinion. Yeah, we had some problems, and yeah, we can use some tweaks to the, the weapon upgrades again for the masteries for casual players. But when it comes to the performance of the game, the netcode was pretty crispy. I feel like my shots are connecting. I feel like my gameplay is just so much better after this update. And that's a big W in my personal opinion. That's one of the biggest problems, is the connection to the game, the netcode, and all that stuff in the hit reg. So as long as we keep improving that bit by bit, the other things can be adjusted. Weapon grinds and weapon leveling can always be adjusted over time, but we are really trying to prioritize making sure this game actually functions, so when people hop in it, they can enjoy it. And after this update, I think that is a nice improvement. Not completely there yet. We need some more updates. But if we can keep seeing this similar type of improvement, this level of improvement each update, we'll probably be there by another month or two. Honestly, I think this game is going to run really crispy soon. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say about this brand new update in XDefiant. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Have you tried it out? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you think? Do you think that they should go ahead and adjust the weapon levels? Do you think it's good for the attachments? Do you think it's bad for the attachments? And also, what do you think about the mastery camos? Again, a lot of my experience comes from my personal skill level, and I have to put that aside when I review this stuff. I have to kind of, really think like, a casual. I do. And when I think like a casual, it's rough. Having that little amount of time to go ahead and grind this crap out? Are you kidding me? No, nobody's going to want to do that. Nobody's going to put forth time. And then after seeing that it went from 100 to 200, yeah, you might get a little bit of extra XP towards your weapon, but it's still going to take just as long, in my personal opinion. I don't think people are really happy about that. I think a few tweaks here and there could be done, but again, that can always be fixed up. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here to 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, go ahead and check out my live streams. I'll be live today over on Twitch around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. You guys can find a link to that channel down below. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.